Just so you guys know, this vlog will be a little bit different. I didn't get the chance to do any narrated BTS, so this will all just be me voicing over after the fact. This was the first gig that I did with my FX6. I was super excited to bring it out. We were shooting a short scene, probably 6 to 7 minutes on a green screen, so that we can add a location in after the fact. I brought some of the lighting equipment. You can see my GVM 200 bicolor light here with a lantern that's lighting up, acting more as the lighting for the subjects. And then the rest of the lights that you can see are all supplied by the client. They do a lot of shoots in here, just kind of short form content, similar green screen stuff. They usually shoot on iPhones, so they wanted to bring me in and level up their production quality with some cinema cameras. So obviously I was happy to do it. I've actually known these people pretty much my entire life, so they're great people, great to work with, and I was excited to come in and shoot this scene for them. Ended up running 2 cameras to help with efficiency. I noticed with green screen, especially with a simplified editing process, I'm going to be the one editing this. I wasn't really able to move the camera mid-take. So normally when you're shooting on location, you pan the camera and you tilt the camera and you can, go handheld or you can track someone. But with green screen, I was going to have to somehow track the background with the camera movement, and that looked like a nightmare. It sounded like a nightmare to me. So I opted for static shots, and it's, I think, going to help the final product overall. Audio-wise, we were running those 2 shotgun mics that you just saw, boomed overhead, and then each person had a lavalier mic as well. You can see my buddy Cam here was able to join me on this shoot. He's super helpful to have. Cam, he was my college roommate and lives in Indiana, but came over for the week to hang out. He was going to shoot the feature film with me, but then I got to bring him on this last-minute project, and you can hear Cam's input on the gig right here. How's the shoot been going?
It's been going well.
Cam doesn't really have any film experience, but obviously I just needed extra hands to be a PA/grip, and he's a photographer actually, so he's got experience with lighting and visuals. He's actually looking to jump into the freelance pool, so if you need a photographer, I will link his social media down below. He's based in Indiana, looking to eventually move to Cincinnati, but obviously he's open to travel for any opportunities. Yeah, this again was a pretty simple project. You can see the 2 microphones we had boomed over top. I believe they are both Sennheiser MKE 600s. I know the one that I brought was. You can see my FX3 rig here. I had the 50mm Sigma 50 1.4 on most of the time. I occasionally, for a shot or 2, swapped it out for the Sigma 70-200 when I needed a longer lens, but we opted to shoot a little bit wider. This is going to be delivered in 1080p, so I shot 4K to be able to punch in and save some shots. Again, with green screen, it's just tricky. There's a lot of camera angles, and without being able to move anything within the shot itself, that's tricky as well. So occasionally you're able to do a faux pan or a faux tilt or a faux track or follow or something like that in the edit with your 4K footage. So you can see both the cameras running here, starting to run a little bit low on media on the FX6. I have 3 128 gigabyte V90 cards, so definitely need to get a few more of those for longer shoot days, especially if I want to simultaneously record 2 cards. But, I will do that when I have not just dropped all of my money, not all of my money, but I've dropped a bunch of money on the FX6. I've got enough cards for now. You can see after the shoot here, Cam was very helpful, again, the whole day, packing up and coiling cables. We wrapped up. It was about an 8-hour day total, and pretty happy with how it went. After I got home, I had a package to open up. Very excited. I've got a buddy, Tony, who I showed on the channel a few weeks ago. We shot the arm wrestling gig together. Tony is a great director. He's got a 9-to-5 right now, but he and I are going to do some awesome film projects in the future. And I mentioned him because he's actually the one who purchased this card. It was delivered to me because I wanted to save the tax and pay with the B&H Paybu credit card. But you can see what we picked up when they were on sale was the EasyRig Minimax. Super excited about this. I used one a few weeks ago, and I love the workflow of it. I love working handheld, and an EasyRig does that beautifully, and it'll complement the FX6 super well. Obviously, as a cinematographer, I kind of do my thing, and then Tony, again, my buddy who bought this, is a director, and so he and I have talked and ideated, and we're like, well, if we go in on gear together, then we can acquire more and work together. I know Luke Ring has done the same thing with his buddy Sam, I believe. They kind of go in on gear together and share. That way they can diversify, which I think is awesome, and Tony and I are going to do the same thing. So this is Tony's Easy Rig, but when I am shooting, it's all available to me to use. So I'm super excited that I've got this available to me now. Had to let Cam try it on as well. He had a good time. And again, he hasn't really worked video before, so he had a good time working with me today, and it was a fun shoot. So again, super easy, pretty chill day. Thank you guys for joining me along. Sorry I didn't get any true vlogging style BTS, but you still got to see my workflow, still got to see the FX6 in action for the first time, which was super exciting for me, and I had a good time shooting a scene. As always, I love shooting narrative stuff. It's really just where I feel like my passion is. There were a lot of times where just, figuring out blocking and the motivation behind that, figuring out the angles to get, and I love the workflow of figuring out how to serve the story visually with cinematography. And, even when the lighting is simple and the background is non-existent because you're on a green screen, I still think that there is an art to it. And so I was super excited to do this project again with people that I've known my entire life. Quite literally, they knew my parents and worked with them before I was even born. So it was cool to get to kind of a full circle moment there, to get to work with these people and be, kind of an expert in a field that they are continuing to look to get into. So I will post the final video whenever I finish editing it and putting it together. But for now, you can enjoy the BTS and check out how the shoot went. So thanks again for checking this video out, and I appreciate you a ton, and I'll see you guys on the next video.